Over time, footballers have developed a reputation for being oddballs. Their off-field exploits have recently received extensive coverage, and given the amount of cash being spent these days, it is only to be expected that more people will become aware of them. The only method for some players to combine work and pleasure, though, may be through the numbers they choose to wear. And believe us when we say that there have been many different choices among football players. In this section, we examine 10 of the most peculiar jersey numbers ever used by professional football players. Vita, 99, Porto. The former Portuguese shot-stopper enjoyed a great deal of success at Porto in the late 1980s and early 1990s before switching to the Spanish superweights Barcelona in the summer of 1996. Vita had a promising start to his career at Camp Nou, but a string of issues and the arrival of Louis van Gaal at the club led to Vita being sent back out on loan to Porto in January 1999 when the goalkeeper returned to his old team. He discovered that the number 1 position was not open. As a result, he chose 99, a strange number for any goalkeeper, let alone one in goal. Aside from the fact that Porto's shirt sales skyrocketed, we would also want to point out that Bayer likely benefited from the change in statistics because he helped his team win 5 Premier Liga championships, 1 UEFA Cup, as well as a UEFA Champions League. Asamoah Gyan, 3, Ghana. The former Rennes and Sunderland player's career has been relatively successful since arriving to Europe with Udinese in 2003. However, his choice of jersey number cannot be considered particularly successful. Gyan wears the number 3 jersey for both his current club, Hotspur, and Ghana, where he is the all-time leading scorer with 51 goals in 105 games. We find it surprising that Gyan likes to wear the aforementioned number, which is typically linked with defenders, rather than the famed 9 or 10, which forwards frequently don, despite being a pure striker with over 184 club goals in 319 games. Glenn Johnson, 8, Stoke City. It's likely that the mere mention of his name will make your blood boil if you're a Liverpool supporter. Due to his performances for his previous team, Portsmouth, Glenn Johnson was brought to Merseyside with great expectations from the Reds. However, he turned out to be a somewhat wasteful purchase as he was frequently made fun of for his performances. Therefore, the footballing world lost a source of fun when Liverpool released him. That is, until Glenn joined Stoke City and decided he would wear the vacant number 8, which is often worn by a central midfielder, because he wanted to be the man at the team. William Gallas, 10, Arsenal. Let's face it, if there were a list of foolish decisions made under Arsène Wenger, giving William Gallas the number 10 jersey would probably be towards the top of them. After much thought, Arsène Wenger decided that the recently acquired Frenchman was the ideal candidate to assume the responsibilities associated with the number, one typically associated with strikers and playmakers. Dennis Bergkamp had just announced his retirement from the game of football. When Gallas refused to wear the number 3 jersey, Wenger faced with a difficult decision. Although Gallas had exceptional defensive skills, his terrible behavior both on and off the field frequently stood in the way of his ability to fully develop into the top centre-back that many had hoped he would one day become. Gianluigi Buffon, 88, Parma. Many people think of goalkeepers as being an odd breed of footballers, but choosing the number 88 was absurd even by their standards. But there was more strange about his number than just that. Buffon faced intense media scrutiny for wearing 88 because it is thought to be a neo-Nazi sign. Buffon was even had to explain why he chose to wear the number, and was to his credit, Buffon chose to switch to the number 77 instead of continuing to wear the old one. Ronaldinho, 80, AC Milan. Ronaldinho, who is truly amazing to see on the field, has a reputation for being quirky over the years. His boss even questioned his commitment to the game throughout the turbulent period of his stay at PSG. Ronaldinho had already passed his prime and Barcelona had grown tired of his excessive partying when he signed for AC Milan in 2008. Ronaldinho elected to wear the number 80 jersey after learning that his preferred number 10, which was worn by Clarence Seedorf, was not available when he arrived in Milan. Even if it represents the year of his birth, the image of the legendary Ronaldinho donning the number 80 jersey has many admirers wondering about his age. Khalid Boulahrus, 9, Chelsea. Because of his excellent defensive skills, the hard-charging Dutch defender known as Khalid the Cannibal was thought to be the ideal addition to a Jose Mourinho team. Even Boulahrus might have been taken aback when Chelsea opted to give him a number 9 jersey, which had previously belonged to Hernan Crespo, upon his arrival. The only available number at the club was 9, therefore Khalid was given the duty of donning it. Without a doubt, his jersey number became a frequent punchline for supporters of other teams and is still one of the oddest numbers ever used by a football player. Clint Dempsey, 2, Tottenham Hotspur and Sounders. Following a brief stint at Tottenham Hotspur, the 34-year-old returned to Seattle Sounders in 2013 and has continued to score goals as per usual. 50 goals and 21 assists in 104 games is not a poor return by any means. While he received praise from the media during his time at Fulham, he also had a brief but memorable stay at Tottenham. In 43 appearances, the American scored on 12 occasions and assisted on another 5 goals. Many were surprised by his choice of number at Tottenham, even though they were not surprised by his performance in front of goal. Ivan Zamorano, 1+8, Inter Milan. Ivan Zamorano is a retired Chilean football player who is best known for having played for Real Madrid and Inter Milan. The Chilean is on this list because of the peculiar jersey number he wore at Inter Milan, which was jersey number 1+8. When he joined Inter Milan, he wanted the jersey number 9, but Ronaldo had already claimed it, and number 10 was also gone. As a result, he settled on number 18, but he also placed a small plus sign between the two numbers. Hisham Zerouali, 0. Perhaps unsurprisingly, this name appears on every list of strange jersey numbers worn by football players. The late Hisham Zerouali, a Moroccan attacker who was signed by Aberdeen in 1999, wasted no time in making his footballing debut by selecting a number that was, to put it simply, odd. The player reasoned that wearing jersey number 0 was appropriate given that his name begins with the letters 0. However, he quickly won over Pittodrie Stadium supporters and earned the affectionate moniker 0. His performances in Scotland also served as a justification for his transfer. That's a lot of odd numbers and combinations we have just seen. Or actually, have we gone through it all? Obviously not. Which other numbers you wanted to see in this list? Do comment below so we can make another video on this. Adios.